And are you refreshed? Good. Now what? You know you've got it, yes?
I'd like to speak a little bit about perspective and the process in which you take these large concepts, source consciousness, and how to help others get in front of it. It seems like when you are connected to that, words can fail, and maybe it's vibration.
When you're connected to what?
To source consciousness.
You're almost answering your own question. When you're connected, then the probability of not just the inspiration flowing through you, but the timing of it is better, because your intention here is to help someone else understand, which is not only about what your connection and what you might say, but their receptivity. So if you're in the middle of a challenging experience, or they are, they're less likely to hear you than when they are in a place of feeling better. So it's about timing mostly, and your timing is about your connection. So if you don't think so much about what you need to say or they need to hear, but instead you think mostly about your connection, then the rest will follow.
I see. If, as creators, we use whatever medium we have available to us to be able to help others or for ourselves to connect with that. And I've found that by using, whether it be music or images or these types of things, that it helps other people catch up.
The hardest thing about helping someone catch up is that you yourself, the influencer, are noticing that they need to catch up, which means you're noticing them where they are, which means you're helping to confirm with them that they're not where they want to be. And so that's the most difficult thing about helping others, is that you have to have practiced seeing who they really are, not where they are. In fact, you're touching on something that we want so much to say in this gathering, and that is, you started with the best word, perspective. It's the awareness of what is that keeps you from moving to a place you prefer. Because if what is all active in your vibration, then it won't let something beyond what is in. That's why step 1 and step 3 are different steps. Step 1 is noticing where you are, and step 3 is not noticing where you are so you can go somewhere else.
I see. Now, when we talk about source and all of us tapping into that,
yeah,
and it's been said that these are the eyes of the earth. We all are perceiving the universe around us. Is that feeling in that state of flow, is that coming from being able to tap into that consciousness, all of those perspectives,
yeah,
and have an understanding of that?
That is what it is. When you feel like that, you are perceiving through the eyes of source. But we want to acknowledge that you are an extension of source. So when you tune to the frequency of who you really are, then you're seeing through the eyes of source, or better said, the vibration of source is seen through your eyes. The distinction is this: the vibration of source can see through your eyes all the time. It's you're perceiving that that's happening that you're reaching for. The source never stops enjoying life through you. And when you're really enjoying life, then you're up to speed with the source who is enjoying life through you. That makes sense?
That does make sense. It's the truest form of the word empathy rather than sympathy, being able to...
You know what it is? There's an even better word: compassion. When Jerry and Esther bought that statue, they did not know that that was the goddess of compassion. They didn't know. They just thought it was the right size and color and shape for the art nook. They weren't even thinking about things like that. What compassion is: empathy is acknowledging something and focusing on it and how it feels until you feel the same. Source never does that. Source is compassionate, which means Source sees it but continues to feel as Source feels, and therefore offers a vibrational example that you might be able to find your way to.
I see. Then is resonance, then the term resonating, could that be used as another word for the way to communicate this feeling?
Resonance is a good word. If somebody's really bothered by something and you talk to them until you're bothered too, that's resonance. Or if someone's really joyful and you focus with them and you're joyful, that's resonance. So what resonance is just awareness of vibrations that are blending. And so you want to use resonance in a more determined way. You want to resonate as much as you can, dominantly or predominantly, with the vibrational frequency of your inner being. When those like Jesus and those like him, who are said to have been able to heal, and they did heal, influence someone to wellness who was currently not in a state of wellness. If you stood before him dripping your illness, he didn't see your illness. Instead, he knew your wellness. He acknowledged this, but he knew this. He acknowledged where you were, but he knew what you had vibrationally created, even more so as a result of living that. And so he only focused upon the wholeness and the wellness, and that's such a rarity, because in that ability to never mind what is in terms of already manifested, as instead he knew what is in terms of vibration, because he knew it so unequivocally, then he maintained that vibrational frequency, which is more powerful than millions who aren't, and therefore his power of influence was such that he could call you vibrationally upwards to that vibration, so that the illness just could not abide in that vibration. There was no place for it. Illness bounces off of a vibration like that. And then he said, go forth and tell no one, because he knew they'd talk you right back into it. That's not logical, you know. It's not logical. You must be confused. Can't have been there for so long and then all of a sudden it's gone. That's what they would say, and perhaps influence you back to that, because you're under some influence. Are you under the influence of Source, or are you under the influence of the stream of paranoia that humans contribute to every day?
And I guess that brings us back to the beginning, which is if we focus on what is and resonate ourselves.
But the question is, what is? We really mean that. In other words, if we focus upon what is, which is are we focused upon? Because humans, they want to focus upon what's manifested, and they want to call that what is. They want to call it present tense. We want to focus on what's vibrationally manifested, and we want to call that is. Humans, because they can't see that is, they can't see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it yet, they want to call that future. We want to call that vibrational manifestation present, and we want to call what you're calling present past. And so we kind of got to decide what is. Where the dynamics are in the moving energy. What is like gum you've chewed the flavor out of. There's a remnant, and you can maybe remember how sweet it once was, but what is, you're kind of done with what is. All of life is on your way.
When it comes to the manifesting of what is now, I guess, I think when other people are looking at a situation, they're looking at what you would say is the past. They're looking at what they can see, what they can sense, and they're not thinking about that other realm that's manifesting matter.
For the most part, that's changing, but you started with the word perspective. We like the word perspective because your life is as you perceive it to be. And our encouragement is that the more you lean in the direction of your broader perspective, then the more through that perspective you see. And then there's more to see and more to feel and more to revel in. It's just a richer, more delicious life experience. Also, we would like to say that you really don't know what anyone else is perceiving in any moment in time. That's why when we talk about those piles, and then we ask you to just let there just be 2 piles, and we say the 2 piles are under the influence of source right now, in this moment, in this perceived moment, or under the influence of something else. And the reason we say right now is because we want to acknowledge that even the best of you moves from pile to pile, from under the influence of source pile to under the influence of something else pile. But if you're sensitive to how you feel, then you've got a handle on that, and you just lean more and more in the direction of who you are. And the benefit of that is you just feel better for more of your moments, more of your life. It doesn't mean that you end up in a better place. It doesn't mean that there's somebody keeping track of which hours or minutes or seconds you're connected to source and which you aren't, for which there will later be a conversation had by somebody. There's nothing like that. It's just that you are joyful beings who must be joyful. That's the way it is supposed to be. So the best influencers on your planet are little ones who still feel joyful regardless of what's going on around them, and the animal kingdom, who are for the most part tuned in to source energy and are not so concerned about what humans think about them. Cat is really good. The cat is especially good. You've trained your dogs to be a lot like you. They actually feel guilty, not the cat.